All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate it as always. Thanks. Tell you one thing about the commercials, though. There are way too many. There are way more AI commercials now this year alone than I've ever seen. I mean, granted, like this, they got a beat on it, and I have seen some what you call it, commercials in the past, AI commercials in the past, but man, now it's like damn near every commercial is. Anyway, Toto, Adobe, thank you for the 5x5. Alco Prepper, Maria Jackson, thank you for the 5x5. Flown Grown, Groundhog, Caribbean, Eric, Joe, thank you for the 5x5. Cobalt, thank you for the 5x5. DGC, Busy, Carmen, or Carmet, Tom Tom, Raven, thank you for the 5x5. Betty, what's going on? Kings of Appalachia, thank you for the 5x5. Base Bunny, Patrice, Raven Wolf, Mississippi Gulf, Jason, Highlander, Mark, Standalone, thank you for the 5x5. Mary, Raphael, excuse me, thank you for the 5x5. Brian, Carly, Crow, Grit Grace, thank you for the 5x5. James, thank you for the 5x5. And Mitch, thank you for the 5x5. Prep to Adapt, thank you for the 5x5. Maria Jackson, thank you for the 5x5 on Rumble. The Watchman, thank you for the 5x5. Okay. Interesting. All right. So, anyway, let's get to it. This is going to be a short live stream because Oz be tired, balls. All right, guys. So there's going to be a new term you're gonna start hearing. This term is going to be called, or rather, I've never heard it before. So maybe you have, but it's called Sustained Mass Casualty Event. All right, also known as SMCE. Um, that's what a couple of doctors are declaring what's going on right now with the Mr. 19 arm ticket. This one doctor who has such the monotone voice. I mean, this guy is like, he could put you to sleep. If I hear him talk right now, I'm going to pass out. That's how bad he is. He's like, yes. And the process of elimination. I was like, dude, the little fucking excitement in your voice. Anyway, this guy has no excitement in his voice or bone in his body. But he was the one that was coming down with the projection, or rather, excuse me, tally of Americans that passed away from the Mr. 19 nonsense that was put into their bodies. And he states that over 470,000 to 884,000 Americans were offed by this nonsense that was put into the body that they didn't need. Uh, he says about over 60% of women's renewable egg supply was destroyed. This is not accidental. This is an intentional population reduction, right? That's my, I added that part in. Because a lot of women are now having problems having kids, as we know. A lot of women are having miscarriages, as we know. Um, the sustained, not I said sustainable, I said sustained mass casualty event, right? So this is, and what a sustained mass casualty event means, it's an event that happens over a duration, whatever that might be, 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10. It's most likely going to be the duration of the human race. We're going to see a lot of people pass away, right? A lot of people, and we're going to see more. Yes, I don't know why I guess non-renewable egg supply. Excuse me. So I'm not sure what that means, but I guess women are not producing uh, viable eggs. I think that's what he means by that, because there are a lot of women, guys, who are young. When I mean young, I'm talking about in their like mid 20s, 30s, even their early 20s. They're having a problem getting pregnant. Now, there also is seemingly a report coming out. I don't know when, but they're talking about the infertility problem that they are seeing that's on the rise. Now, the infertility problem is both between men and women, right? And so they're seeing a decline in men's sperm, and they're seeing a decline in eggs in women. Right. So eggless women, I like that. And no, that's not a problem. Listen, for older guys, that's great. For young guys, probably not. Some guys out there still want to have kids. But yes, this is an issue. So that doctor that I told you about, the Dr. Michael, the guy that worked for that big pharmaceutical company and then left them once he started noticing, I would say, nefarious actions behind the arm ticket. He states, guys, that the arm ticket is able to create a protein within the body that the body then signals to the rest of the body a foreign object is in this body, let's attack. The problem is, depending on where that protein lands in the body, is going to depend where the body attacks itself, if you will, right? So this thing was done on purpose, and he saw that after the fact. So there wasn't like, he knew about it as he was doing it. He started noticing weird stuff before, but when he noticed this is why he left, right? So he was one of the more honest doctors out there that saw this nonsense. It was like, wait, what? We're doing what to who? Not to mention, again, another doctor, Professor Buckholt, who saw or rather figured out, that they put a scripted or coded DNA in the arm tickets. The DNA was supposed to be naked or blank, right? And instead they put a coded DNA, and they said that the code that was written into the DNA can theoretically, at the time 2 years ago when he said that, can theoretically cause cancer. What are we seeing now? I don't know what that's about. I'm trying to read a comment, but don't know what that's about. Nor do I care. So anyway, guys, that's the gist of all of this. Is that they are Jason, exactly, children of men. You know, it's funny that for every time I do a live stream, right, we talk about this shit. You guys start putting up movies, and that's exactly the movies I'm thinking about when I'm researching this, right? I'm looking through this. I'm like, man, this sounds like a movie. And then here he goes, Children of Men. Again, the fertility problem is a big problem. The fertility problem is a huge problem because if it gets away from us, that can cause um, the decline in the human race. Less kids being born. Now, I saw a video of a chick just before I got on here. I saw a video of a chick who had eczema, right? Most of us, a lot of us have eczema. But after she took her third, you know what? Her eczema spread to her face. Now, she said she's had it her entire life. She looked to be late 20s, early 30s. She had it her whole life. She said she would have it like on her wrist, her elbows, and shit like that. Well, after she took the arm ticket for the third time, it was on her face. She looks terrible. Now, she doesn't look terrible. She's fairly cute. I wouldn't say like, oh, she's fairly cute. So she could still get away with being cute, but the skin on her face is peeling. It almost looks like a sunburn because it's like red, like right up to here, and her skin's peeling off. And then as she's doing a video, she's trying not to scratch it. She's like, and then like flakes are falling off her face as she's doing the video. But anyway, she's blaming the arm ticket, right? So I find it interesting, guys, that again, people are listening. Now, these same people probably were diagnosed in the beginning with whatever problem they had, and then they looked at it again and they went, "Wait, what? I have this, I have that, and now I'm developing this." And then they go online and they go to these forums, and in the forums, people are stating why it happened. or at the very least, why they think it happened, right? So when one of the guys in my firehouse, he developed vertigo, right? Yeah, was it vertigo? Yeah, he developed vertigo. He went online to a vertigo forum, and just about everybody on there had developed vertigo right after they took the stuff they didn't need that the fucking job forced everyone to get. So he knows that this was recorded. He said he never had vertigo before. He takes this thing, he puts it into his body, and now he has vertigo. I don't know what the hell's going on in the chat, but okay. Yeah, but anyway, guys, this is undoubtedly like I said before, like I said a year ago, 2 years ago, maybe up to 3 years ago now. This is only going to get worse. What's more interesting right now is that more studies are coming out pretty much substantiating everything I've said over the last 3 years. Again, I said this because I listened to a doctor or doctors who this was their wheelhouse, right? They looked at this thing and they go, yeah, no, I don't like this. I don't like where this is going. No kidding. Nice guy that said Jason talked about eczema. Now I'm getting dermatology commercials. So, yeah, this is just going to get worse. And all of these studies are pretty much vindicating everything we said. And again, it's from doctors I follow who that was their wheelhouse. This is what they told us was going to happen. Not to mention that two of them, I'm pretty sure it was Tenpenny. One of them was Tenpenny. Excuse me. States that we're also going to see things we've never seen before. When she said that, I was like, wow. And I'm thinking, what could it be? So now I'm interested. It's like a movie. I'm like, how's this? Where's this going to end? Because now you're talking about shit that we've never seen before. I can't wait. You know. But then you got women like this lady who has eczema on her face. Yeah, for the most part, B Dizzle. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on in the chat, man? And you know what? I don't even care. It's not even my concern. But anyway, um, so again, more studies are coming out, guys, and I'm dying to see what when are people going to say enough's enough, right? Instead of going, well, this study didn't do this, didn't do that. For example, they did pharmaceutical companies. They do shit trial runs. At least they did. I don't know if they still do, but there was one involving rabbits, and I forgot what the arm ticket was for. But they shot up, I think 4 rabbits. One actually passed away before they can get any data out of it, so they were left with 3. And out of the 3 rabbits, they said they didn't test for cognitive abilities, none of that shit, and they all 3 wound up dying within like 28 days of taking the injection. And they said that they looked at that and they go, well, we'll lessen the dose, and then we'll give it to humans. So the Mr. 19 fiasco, when they started releasing that stuff, they did the same exact shit. They sat there, put this thing in mice. Mice reacted poorly. They took some out of the recommended dosage that they were going to give us originally. And I think the dosage they were going to give us originally was a lot higher than what people were taking now. So, yeah, this is only going to get worse. More studies are going to come out. But then you have other studies combating the studies, saying, oh, well, they missed this. They didn't do that. They left this out. They forgot to put that in. They didn't write this. It's not peer reviewed yet. So how do we really know? And that peer review shit is bullshit. Because what happens a lot of the times is that it goes to the peer review, and the peer review who's bought off by, big pharmaceutical companies, they're going to look at it and go, yeah, no, No, we disapprove, while they're sitting on their high horse, eating steak dinners. We disapprove of this, and then they walk away with their noses up to it. That happens a lot. If they don't like you, in the pharmaceutical world, excuse me, in the medical world, when you're writing papers, if they don't like you, they will find a reason to look at your shit and challenge it. If they like you, they'll look at your shit and go, "Oh, this is the greatest study ever made. Let's put it on a pedestal or frame it." But if you're an asshole, they're gonna fucking go at you every chance they get, and that's just the gist of it. You know, people fail to realize that everything's a political game. Everything, the medical world's a political game. Your office job is a political game. Hell, I was just listening today. What is it? Volleys, firefighters, volunteer firefighters. They have politics in that shit as well. Who's going to be the next chief? Who's going to get this position? How many rigs you're going to need? You got to kiss the mayor's ass to get new rigs, to get new gear. Like, it's a tap dancing show. I'm like, man, I would never make it in politics. I would probably take the approach of choking people the fuck out to get what I want. Like, if I ask you for something, you go no, then we go toe to toe. Like, none of this, kissing your ass and doing this and that. Nope. Or I'll just frame you for, homicide, and then we go from there. But I don't know. I mean, like, just the amount of politics that goes on with this shit. And politics, again, disrupting people's lives, screwing with people's lives, you know? Um, and so with that, politics, guys, played a huge role. As we all know, politics played a huge role in the whole Mr. 19 event. And we all knew that. We knew that. It's not a surprise. It wasn't a surprise at all. But, now we're starting to see it. We're starting to see the of it, the effects of it. We're starting to see people, again, the lady with the eczema on her face. I sort of feel bad for her, but she went and got 3. Okay? And the thing is, people, they keep wanting to put this shit in their bodies. People were telling them, don't do it. But now these people who went out and got it are pissed. But here's the one thing. There's the one thing that is true. This is the I've never heard more of a truer statement than this. And this is from Joe Rogan. He states that, he goes, I know many people who regret taking the arm ticket. He goes, I don't know one person who doesn't regret, who regrets not taking it. Not one person. Not one of us are like, oh my God, I wish we took it. That is the more truest statement than I ever heard. Every last one of us who didn't take it, we're just like, yeah. I never heard a person who didn't take it go, I wish I took that thing. Never. But everybody else who've taken it, who are now waking up, they're like, yeah, I shouldn't have taken it. But yeah, so this is where we are, right? But yeah, like I said, when I heard him say that, I was like, that is true. I never woke. You don't hear people waking up in a cold sweat. Oh my God, you know, I should have taken it. What did I do wrong? Now there was a guy. This is a story I heard from a nurse, so I do not know how true it is. But the guy was passing away. It was on the news. But the guy was passing away. He was going down the drain with Mr. 19, and apparently, as he was dying, he was begging for the arm ticket. I don't know what they did to him, or what it was. They put in him, but yeah, he was begging for it. I'm just like, that was the only person I heard that might have, like, before he passed away. Like, I wish I'd taken it, and it wasn't no guarantee. It's funny. People are defending Trump's comment about Rob Reiner, and then people are pulling up what Rob Reiner said. But I said, here's the difference between men and children. Men don't stoop to the level of children, right? Just because Rob Reiner was like, oh, too bad, it missed. Maybe next time they won't. That's on Rob Reiner. Let him say that. Granted, some people like that's what you get for making stupid comments like that, but still, men are supposed to rise above bullshit like that. As far as I'm concerned, Trump is not a man. That is the most childish man on this planet. That shit he did at the White House, I'm not sure if that's fucking true or not, but the plaques and underneath it, and we don't do that. You're supposed to rise above that shit. You're not supposed to. If somebody gets killed, you're not supposed to go, yeah, good for them, or whatever the fuck he said, you know. I wouldn't even take over the counter aspirin. Now. Listen, Betty, I'm not taking a lot of shit now because of this whole nonsense. Like not even a little bit, you know. Um, yeah, not even a little bit. I don't trust shit. No, I mean, I think we can all agree Rob Reiner was a dick. He was an asshole, but not like not that kind of an asshole. Listen, again, like Trump making whatever comment he made to him, there are dudes out there diddling kids that he knows, right? He knows where the diddlers are in the world, but he's making comments like that to him. I don't know. That shit that Corey Feldman did. Haim, Feldman. Corey Feldman said that fucking Corey Haim was molesting him. I'm like, why would you come out with that now? Your best your so-called best friend. I don't know, man. That shit annoyed the shit out of me. I'm like, man, I hope he breaks his hips. Corey Feldman, I'm talking about. What's what you mean? But anyway, let me get off of here now. I overstayed my fucking welcome. I said 20 minutes. I'm staring. I got videos to do. So anyway, yeah, killed by a kid is a shitty way to go. You know what the worst part about being killed by a kid is? Not that I have been killed by a kid, but just thinking about it, like, dude, that is like the trust that you have for your kids. There are some parents that don't trust their kids. That's why they lock their doors at night. But you have trust for your kid, just to have them running a knife through your neck. That's insanity. That's a sleep with one eye open kind of shit. What kind of like I said, I don't think they saw that coming. And it all stemmed from an argument at a party they went to earlier that night. Mastermind, that's a good quote. This is the pandemic of the unvaccinated. Yep. Such is life for that, man. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me. I will see you guys next Monday and then Friday. Outside of that, enjoy your weekend. Be good. If anything crazy happens, I'll probably be on Sunday night. But if nothing happens, I'll see you guys Monday. All right, guys, behave. See you later. Watchmen, stop your nonsense. Thank you. Appreciate it.